welcome to the 29th episode of the Brave News channel. I am your host Shali, and we're here with Rizky.
Hello.
And this is the show that's going to bring you all of the hottest information for our awesome and amazing application, Brave Frontier Global, available to you guys for iPhone, Android. Let's see what else is there. There's Windows and there's also Amazon. There's so many that sometimes I forget. But I never forget about all of the fun stuff that we have coming for Brave Frontier every single month. And you know, we're so glad that we get to share it with you guys on this show. And glad to have Rizky here for this one.
Or this one.
Because as we mentioned in the last episode of the Brave News channel, things might change quite soon. So I'm glad that we can keep this going for a little bit longer, you know, to what we have grown to consider normal after such a long time.
Yeah, after such a 2 years, more than 2 years.
Yeah, but I mean, as time goes by, things evolve, things get hopefully better. Right? And we learn new things and we adapt new skills, so that's what we're gonna keep doing. And that is what our units in Brave Frontier are doing as well, because there are more units with new Omni evolutions.
Wow.
So I think it's time to start the Brave updates. And our new Omni evolution is going to be none other than Signas, one of the 12 guardians of the gods. And she looks quite different from her 7-star form here. I think the armor has definitely decreased, which is the trademark of Signas, because she has the kind of like, it's kind of hard to tell what animal she's kind of trying to represent. Is it a lion? Is it a wolf? Is it a, you know, even in the background, the animal that's behind her, I'm not entirely sure of what that thing is.
Yeah, I mean, like it looks like it looks much slimmer than the previous lion. Yeah. You know, like.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to tell. I think it is supposed to be a lion, going according to the like Japanese kanji to her name.
Oh yeah.
But you know, I've never personally seen a lion with horns, so I don't know.
Some kind of beast.
Right, like, but her armor has definitely been the centerpiece of attention ever since she was first released, and now with her Omni evolution, she's kind of more like a princessy type of feel. She
used to look like a warrior, like with heavy armor, helmet. I think removing the helmet here makes her looks much more feminine.
Definitely, definitely, and that's definitely like a tiara on her head. It's not a helmet anymore. She doesn't look as aggressive as she used to. But then to make up for that, you know, they make her weapon very visible, like it really catches your eye, and then it shows that she has definitely grown to command the power of ice in a much deadlier way. Right, yeah. So, I mean, I think it looks good. What do you think, Rizky?
Yeah, I mean, like she looks much different. Like what I said earlier, is like she looks much more like a princess due to the the headgear and the adjustment of the armors.
Yeah, her like the clothing also, it doesn't have lace, but it has like a little bit of like that fancy fur. So it's definitely a lot girlier. I think a lot of people also, when they first summoned Signas, they weren't really aware that she was a girl.
Exactly, like me as well. I was like.
But now they're wanting to make it clear, you know, Signas has been a lady this whole time, and she's a deadly one at that. And here, for the story of Signas, she's of course one of the 12 guardians of the gods, who all suffered a very tragic fate, and Signas was killed in you know, the last incident that they were witness to. But however, had she not been killed by the assassin that tricked her into her death, it is actually a possibility that she could have become the leader of the 6 heroes.
Whoa. Okay.
Isn't that mind-blowing?
That is something.
That is quite something to say. Like, that's not something you just throw out there. You'd be like, yeah, I could have seen her being somebody important. No, she would have been the leader of none other than the 6 heroes that we have come to know and love. So Vargas would have just been like a little chump next to Signas, I guess.
Go cover boy.
Yeah. So then this would have maybe allowed them to turn the tide and actually defeat the gods instead of having been defeated by the gods. Who knows what could have happened? Because this is the Omni evolution. So. All right, well, that was very interesting. Yeah. We move on to our next Omni evolution, which is another 12 Guardians
Zephyr.
Of the gods. It is Zephyr.
Wow.
Zephyr, and he got a lot darker. You know, I appreciated the hints of like color here and there because it's really hard to brighten up a dark unit.
Yes, yes.
Most of the units that we have always follow that pattern of like the colors that only match their element. Yeah, so it's very hard to touch up a dark unit to make it, you know, not just like pitch darkness, right? But here, his new Omni evolution, he's giving me all the Xion vibes here.
Yes, exactly. Like, you know, black leather, I don't know, leather or leathery looks, clothing, and this combination of purple and black. Yeah. It's really Xion.
It's very Xion. I mean, the only difference here would be those striking blue eyes.
Yes, yes.
And the hair color, and of course the swords, because Xion has a katana, and it's quite, you know, the difference there. But I don't know, I think maybe they were like, you know, Xion was quite popular.
Yeah, then everyone is like, let's follow Xion
Everybody
style.
wants to be Xion now, yeah. He set the trend. Everybody wants to be him now. But I do like that he's kind of going for like a goth type of style. Because before it was like actual armor, right?
Right.
But if you look at his like fingers, he's got like rings on all of his fingers.
That's right.
Yeah, he's got like rings on all of his fingers. He's got these like the pants that open at the bottom with the belts around them. he's definitely going for like a goth vibe.
This is very similar to like, you know, one of the organization in a game that everyone use a black rope or something and have their head covered.
Yeah, he looks like he would be part of one of them, definitely. Yeah, it actually looks kind of like the hood that the dark figure used in the story. If you look at it, it sort of resembles it. I'm not saying that you should draw any conclusions. I'm just saying that that's what I'm seeing right now. So
conspiracy.
Yeah, but you know, I do still like the design. I just wish it were a little bit more varied in color. That way it didn't look so dark. But you know, this is Zephyr, and Zephyr was one of the, actually, you know, contrary to what his looks might make it seem like, one of the kindest of the 12 Guardians of the Gods. He was actually trying to go out of his way to find out what the Sealed God was trying to really plan behind everybody's backs. Because, you know, Lucius, I mean, spoiler alert for everybody, but Lucius is not the kind god that he seems to be, and you know, you're on his side and he's on your side, but you know, in the world there's a lot of things that come out of convenience and you work towards your own ends, and Lucius is that kind of guy. So Zephyr was trying to uncover the truth. Unfortunately, he was too late by the time that he learned. Well, Lucius was really planning, and when he came back home, there was no longer a home for him to return to, which is extremely, extremely sad. But had he been able to uncover the truth beforehand, he would have warned all of his friends, 12 Guardians of the Gods, so that they could have survived. And then maybe, had the gods seen such an act of kindness from Zephyr, they would have been like, you know what? Humans are not so bad. Maybe we don't have to kill them all. And then, you know, the disaster in Grand Gaia may have never happened. Who knows? What do you think about that? I know, these two here.
I don't know what's in like the script writer's mind actually, like. You know, it's really something unexpected. I think they are like, you know, the original script itself of Brave Frontier is really great.
Yes, it is. Just love it.
And you know, the concept of this, well, whatever you call it, the Omni evolution, the Gensu Shinka things allow much more flexibility as well for like trying to find out another scenario, like what will happen if like your original storyline didn't happen and something else.
Yes, I mean, and also as like a screenwriter, sometimes there are things that you would like to see in the story, but they no longer fit into your narrative because of different elements that have come in. So it is, I'm sure it's very fun for the screenwriter to have that opportunity to branch out and try to attempt to construct a new timeline, a new world with these Omni units. So that's really cool.
All right.
All right, now it's time for the Brave exclusives. Stick around.
All right, we are having a new, more information for the February month, and let's start with the Brave exclusive, the very first entry for the February. Guess what? When you say February, what comes into your mind?
It's the month of love. And also the shortest month of the year.
It's actually the shortest month, the busiest month probably. And well, you're right, Charlie. The first thing that come out into our mind is probably the Valentine.
Yes, Valentine's Day.
Valentine's, and there is this particular characters that everyone was asking for, and well, it's not a surprise anymore actually because we have announced it earlier in the new year.
There's no
announcement. Yeah, we did a teaser, with a draft version of the character, but you are going to have an Omni, Randolph, and Ravenna. Woohoo!
Yes, I'm very, very excited. I still don't have either one of these units, but I wanted them so badly when they first came out, and I did try to pull for them, but they just didn't want to be my friends.
Well, probably we will have to admit that the initial design of their gate, I was aware like we have two different gates for Randolph and Ravenna, and that's where I think was the time when we tried out the step up gates, and apparently it didn't really work, so we stopped that kind of gates, but kind of like to compensate what happened in the past, we wanted to like give more flexibility for the players as well, so we combine the character into from two characters into one, in a way that you can use any of them to evolve into this single character.
Yes, that is definitely gonna help, because if you needed to have both of them, it just makes it that much difficult to do. So
yeah, but well, in a way, our team was like working, looking at it, and they wanted to try. Hey, what happened if they didn't, get that the bad ending? Because actually, our 7-star, if you notice the design and what happened with them, I mean, like in both story, our 7-star is actually the actual Omni in a way, because each of them, like they change their appearance. There's a crossing.
Like their souls kind of exchange.
Yeah, the souls exchange. And in the Omni update, we are exploring the alternate route, which is what happened if the happy ending.
Yeah, if they could have just been a normal couple and just got married and be happy.
And the unit will be a 54 cost unit, a little bit lower than what our current standard is, but the skill set will combine both both characters' original design.
Okay.
So you will have a part skill set from Randolph and a part from Ravenna.
Oh, that's cool. So that you'd be able to tell if you had both units who is attacking when.
Who will be and there will be a dark element, one single unit. And for this unit, the summon will be reopened on the Valentine's 2018, well, somewhere in the middle of the month. So do look forward for it. What do you think of the characters, Ellie?
I love it. I love it so much. I love the design being kind of like Victorian era. They give me a lot of Bonnie and Clyde type of feel. They're not necessarily like bandits or like thieves or anything like that, but there's something about watching a power couple in action, you know what I mean? Like, you know, it's not really a rare thing to see anybody get married. So where they just two characters getting married, then you just be like, oh, well, that's cute. But here they are, you know, holding each, you know, their weapons and just looking so intensively at the enemy, kind of like, if you ruin my wedding, I swear to God. You know what I mean? It's amazing. I really, really love this design.
Yeah. So, well, I think we will know more about what is the story like in the happy ending situation, like maybe in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
Nearing the release, because the team is still working on the story at the moment.
Right. And I'm excited to see what it is that
look forward for it.
I'm definitely looking forward to it.
All right, and we will have another Vortex Arena, the Infernal Showdown, that we are going to release. There will be a little bit adjustment to this due to rebalancing that we are going to do, and due to that, the Vortex Arena will be approximately postponed to the mid of February.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that's not too far away.
Not too far away. There will be announcement, more detail about the delay later on, nearing the end of the month. Maybe slightly before this video or right after the video.
Oh, okay.
So there will be a first round of rebalancing because we tried to took like our players' feedback and discuss within the team itself. Like there were complaints about like unit that have too much healings and the BB and SBB damage was too low and stuff. So we did some rebalancing. The first thing is that we reduced the max HP multiplier of the units in VA.
Okay.
We introduced healing and passive damage reduction caps. We slightly reduced the effectiveness of HC, BC, and BB fill, but we increased the BB and SBB damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So hopefully with this Vortex Arena session itself will be more balanced. And as usual, we are taking your feedback. So please, like after the first Vortex Arena, do like send us a feedback in the forum or in the Reddit.
Right.
The team will gather all of it, and hopefully we can improve the Vortex Arena by as the time goes by.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we take any type of feedback very seriously, and whenever we can incorporate it into the game, we definitely want to do that because it's important that we know what's happening in the game, and if not everybody is okay with the direction of how things are going, it might be for a good reason, So we definitely do have to keep our ears and our eyes open to see what is going on.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, as the unit, getting stronger and stronger, of course, Vortex Arena was a feature that we designed, almost 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It was pretty early, so there are a lot of things that still can be improved. We can introduce new things, rebalancing of how the arena rule works in the fight and stuff. So we do take more feedback on this. So please, inform us, let us know.
Do.
And for the upcoming Vortex Arena, we will have 2 rewards. Similar to the previous Vortex Arena, there will be 2 tiers of spheres. The first will be the Long Wu's honor. For the second tier will be Long Wu's brand.
Right.
So if you notice this particular sphere, they are using the design, the emblem design of the academy.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. I really like the idea of having like an insignia on the actual like sphere. Very nice.
Yeah, and finally, we're having event bazaar as well. Mecha gods will be available, and the previous season sphere will be available for exchange as well.
Awesome.
Yeah. Awesome. So, are you excited to?
I am very excited.
Wait for this.
Mainly because of the designs of the units involved.
Right.
For the new Vortex Arena. The last Vortex Arena, I had seen the designs before because for most of them, we didn't have a dark, we didn't have a light unit. And so the units that we had, the Lost Wing units, were kind of just like reworked from their previous like selves. So it wasn't entirely new, but now we have like brand spanking new units for these elemental arenas. And it's very exciting that with that event comes that as well. And then, the sphere on top. So I'm excited.
Well, so as what you said, we are going to discuss the next. We're going to preview the next unit, the Vortex Arena Water unit. It is called Fail and Fidron.
Yes, I guess the pronunciation. Sometimes when they're given these names, we don't really know how they're meant to be pronounced. But I would say Veil and Vidron.
Vidron, yeah. So. Well, the next water unit looks a little bit different because, as you can see, the 7-star doesn't really have.
Yes, I mean, I asked about this personally when I saw the design, and I thought that it was kind of strange that for the first fire unit, that their little, I call them the little buddy. Their little buddy is present for her 7-star and for her 8-star, but when it comes to Veil and Vidron, their little buddy, his little buddy, it's only present in the 8-star form.
Right.
And when I asked about this, I was told that is because Vidron is actually infused into Veil's weapon.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, so that's why the weapon is like infused with the power of water. It's because the Leviathan that accompanies him has somehow fused himself into the weapon. But that is the main theme with these new Vortex arena units, is that their little buddy can be fused into the weapon in order to provide that elemental attack. So I think we'll see more of that. I don't know if the animal is going to be present every time, but I do like seeing them in different forms, so very exciting. Yeah.
So, wow, okay. So, what do you think of the overall design?
I do like it very much. I think you can see a little bit of his personality just from his design alone. He's somebody who doesn't really have much time to play around. He's quite strong in nature, not necessarily the fun type of guy. I don't think he's very in touch. Yeah, exactly. I think it's very easy to see from like the way that he stands, the way that he carries himself. But it actually just so happens that the Leviathan that accompanies him, Vidrun, understands Vale in this way. Somehow they actually feel like they're very alike. You know, they don't necessarily are very warm to people. They don't necessarily care too much about, you know, what friendship means and what all of these like mushy feelings are all about. And that's why they actually found a friend within each other, even though Vidrun initially came to his village to destroy it. Vale actually like calmed them down, and somehow they were able to become friends. So it's a very interesting story.
Very interesting story.
Yeah, so I really like these new Vortex Arena units because they're all very interesting, like visually wise and lore wise as well. I really like them.
So so again, this unit will be available after the release of Vortex Arena Fire. So do look forward for it. And we are going to have one more special things coming in February.
No more special
what else? If you talk about February, okay, maybe in most part of the world with 4 seasons.
Yes, we do.
What do you usually?
February is technically still winter, and actually just yesterday we got a huge pile of snow that attacked us yesterday.
Yeah,
so that's what February means to me at this point. I mean, we're still in January technically, but I'm kind of scared that February is only going to bring more cold and more snow.
I hope not so much, because if it's going to be, well, you know, some places just can't handle too much.
Yeah. I mean, I personally can't handle the cold very well. I like my tropical hot weather, so we'll see.
Yeah, well, in any case, for this special collaboration, something will... well, we can't really show you for now, but we are giving you 3 hints, so I would like all our players to like guess what collaboration is this.
I'm sure some of you are gonna try to like screenshot this and try to see what's on this phone. There's nothing.
No, nothing.
It's just a huge question mark.
Just a question mark.
To inspire us to try to make you guess as to what this collaboration will be. I think people who enjoy this particular type of
guessing
entertainment.
Trivia, not entertainment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Will be excited.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Do some, you know.
I'm not doing very well with giving hints here because it's really hard to give hints and like not give it away completely. So, do you have any hints that you can give?
I do.
Way better than my hints.
I do have 3 hints, but I think we should talk from the 3rd hint because it's something similar to what we were talking earlier. Like. The 3rd hint was what to expect in the winter. Well, we answer it.
Yeah. What to expect in the winter.
The 2nd hint
Freezing
will
cold
be...
temperatures.
The 2nd hint will be, this is not the first, but it might not be the last as well.
Okay, but when you say it might not be the first, it was the first what? The first what? The first blank. The first person. The first.
Okay. It might not be it is not the first collaboration.
Okay.
But might not be the last as well.
So.
Might doesn't mean it's a guaranteed. You know, like we might not be able to guarantee that we are going to have the similar collaboration in the future. But there are chances.
Okay, the possibility is not
possibility
zero.
Is pretty high.
Okay, all right.
And the first hint will be, it will actually coincide with an actual offline event somewhere in the world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so,
I mean, that's
well,
so easy to guess.
it's easy to guess. You can just try to Google like what kind of an actual event related to the winter happening in February.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that does help. So offline events that are happening in the winter, especially in February.
In February.
That may or may have not already had some kind of connection to Brave Frontier.
Well, the overall, some kind of connection to Brave Frontier. I can't really say.
Exactly, that's
it's going to
I'm
be
really
spoiling
trying.
too much.
I'm really trying to give you as much information as we can without giving it away. But I mean, I hope you guys are excited when you do see it. I think things as of right now are looking pretty good.
Really good.
It's really cute.
It's really
Let's
cute.
say that.
It's really
very
nice.
adorable.
So do, guys.
Take your best guess.
Take
in
your
the
best
comments.
guess. Do your Google search, skill, research, whatever.
Yeah.
If you know the answer, put it on the comment below.
Yes, and help everybody else figure it out.
All right. So that's all for the Brave exclusive. We are moving to the next section.
To the Brave answers. All right, and then it's now time for our Brave answers, where you guys ask the questions and then Risky gives us all the answers because who else can be the black sheep? No, this is not a section to like bully anybody to be like, you didn't give us enough information, or why didn't you change this?
Yeah. I mean, I'm supposed to be the channel. I mean, like to communicate between the team and the players. So,
And you do a great job.
Okay.
Yes,
I'm trying to.
Yes, you do a great job, Risky. Do not worry about that. But we do have to get to the questions today. We have 3 of them. We're going to start with number 1, which is, will we get Elaina and Grandt Omni evolutions? Both of them are not in the global exclusive legacy unit Omni poll. That was a mouthful.
We did have that Omni poll.
Right. So is there any chance of bringing them back? Because you know, you give the community a chance to pick what Omni unit they want next.
Right.
And then so we give them the poll and everybody votes. But however, in that poll there was no option for Elaina or Grandt. So are they like completely out of the picture?
There is actually a reason why they are not inside the poll itself. Because there are 2 things. Because either the characters has been planned. I mean, like the Omni evolution of that characters has been planned, so it is excluded from the poll.
Okay, because they are already getting one anyway.
Or we just think it's too old. We didn't want to do it.
Okay.
But in any case,
we just don't want to do it.
In any case, I won't. I just want to tell everyone that for we listen. I mean, like our team knows about your players, what players want, and we actually have internal discussion on that, and we decided to like bring their Omni update.
You see that?
Not just that, but alongside with the expansion of Alicia's story.
Oh my goodness! So many people are gonna be extremely excited about this. I mean, because Alicia includes Xenon and Estia.
Xenon and Estia and a few others.
Oh, I just hit my mic. I'm so sorry, but I was too excited and I just didn't care because Xenon and Estia, I love them so much.
I think it's our very first what do you call it? Double unit?
Yes, it was a very first couple unit. You know,
and the animation are just so great.
I love it. They were my leader for the longest time, but the problem with the Xenon and Estia unit is that it goes to a max 5-star, right?
They don't have strong enough.
You know, when the meta keeps evolving, as much as I love them, if I keep them as my leader unit, I can't really make it far in battle. So they've been in my inventory alone and without love. So if they come back, oh my god! Now I need to save all my gems and all my tickets.
But yeah, I mean, well, we are going to update first for this what do you call it, Elaina and Grandt Omni, and there will be other characters within the Alicia stories that are planned to have an update as well.
Okay.
We hope to be able to create Xenon and Estia Omni as well, and there will be 1 more additional characters.
Oh.
A mystery character.
Okay.
I think it is never ever unveiled before.
Oh.
Yeah. But it is related to something. It's related to the story. So if you guys
so it's definitely a character from the story.
Are like, you know, if you can try finding it like in one of the lore, in one of the lore of the characters, the item or the dungeon description or whatever, you should be able to find one or a few names that is related to Elysia's story. Okay. So yeah, again, Elysia's story will come in the Frontier Rift as an expansion of the story itself will come in the Frontier Rift, and the first characters that will receive Omni will be Elaina and Grandt.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think I have one of them, but not both. Maybe. I have to check my inventory, but I do have Xeno and Estia, and I'm really excited about that.
I personally would like Elaina to receive the Omni evolution because it's a time mage.
Right.
I always wanted the time stop
feature in the
time
game.
Stop feature, but I'm not promising time stop anything. But personally, I think time stop feature will be cool.
Yeah. So if we got her to go to Omni, we could probably push more towards.
No promise
maybe that happening. Of course, there's no
something
promises,
similar, probably.
no promises, but it would be definitely cool to have again.
All right. So
okay, next question. Okay, number 2. Is it possible to introduce a mechanism into the Summoner's Arc mode that is similar to guild buffs? It takes so much time and resources for most players to max out as Summoner. And I saw a comment about this, like in the last video, and I guess I apparently said something like. Maybe it's like, I don't know what I said because I feel like I wouldn't have said this, but like, it's easy to like level up your summoner avatar. It's not like at all, so that's why I don't know where the confusion happened. But somebody was just like, "Oh, Charlotte doesn't know how hard it is to level up your summoner unit anymore because she spends all her time playing FFB." That is not true at all. I know just how hard it is because I've been trying because I want my summoner robe, and I'm only at a level like 130 or something, and I spend so many training points in the lab, and I can't. I get like maybe like 5 levels if I'm lucky. So we need help, Risky.
Well, I mean, the summoners mode was meant to be an end game content in a way that first the difficulty are much higher than the normal content that you have. Second is like, it will provide players an content that you can enjoy throughout like maybe 1 or 2 years. So I'm not saying that you can only get the level 500 in 2 years, but they'll definitely, this is meant to be for the end content. That's why it was originally designed to be, really a slow progressing, slow progressing content. However, I mean, like our team are currently looking at, adding the guild bonus to the summoners EXP as well. So it's currently being reviewed, and hopefully we will be able to provide you guys somewhere in this year.
Yeah, that would be great.
As soon as possible, of course, like because we want to keep players like more player can enjoy the summoners avatar, get their summoners robe.
Yeah, that would be very
You can use
nice.
it in your other contents as well. Yeah.
That would be great because at this rate, I am not getting anywhere. All right, and question number 3. Would there be a way of letting players get alternate art of units in the future? For example, like if you missed the alternate art for Xion, will we ever get a chance to maybe get it again?
Right. So, I mean, in a way, we did give alternate art through various means. Like we did give it in the login bonus. A little bit adjustment on the technical side will be needed. So. We will look for a way to some players did actually tell us like, hey, how about putting it in the Randolph exchange hall?
Oh, that's a good idea. You could exchange it for like merit points.
Yeah, you could exchange it for a merit point. You can do it anytime, and if you already have it, it doesn't matter. Like when you exchange, nothing will happen. But if this is more useful for those who didn't have, and it's a chance for if you notice a lot of unit giveaway that has been done in the past, or when we do a collaboration, we did put the unit into the exchange hall.
Right.
Yeah. So the team is looking for this, looking for a way to put the alternate art in the exchange hall. So once it is ready, you guys will be able to exchange.
That is going to be great, great. Because I don't have them all either, but I would like to have them. And just to clarify on that as well, I got somebody asking me on Twitter the other day, how come the sprite looks the same, even though I used the alternate image. Well, the sprite itself stays the same no matter what art you have chosen, you know, to be like on the profile. So the only aspect that really changes for the alternate art is just that visual image that you see when you can see all of their parameters, like their attack and their defense and stuff like that.
When they are doing the BB cut-ins, if you enable
exactly,
it.
Exactly. The sprite itself remains the same. It's just too much work to rework it with the new, you know, design of the unit and make sure that all of the animation like matches after that. It would take a lot of work to make that happen. So unfortunately, it's just a picture.
Well, I'll say the original idea for the alternate art is for skinning. So like to give you like just a new
like
illustration or customization.
Just a little bit, yeah. So.
All right. So I guess any other questions?
No, I think that's it because now we're going to move on to the Summoner's Corner.
All right, Summoner's Corner.
Let's go to Summoner's Corner here. We have new dragon. Badu means dragon, so I guess their name is Dragon. Here it says, so since my previous question never got answered, I'm gonna make it better. Will you actually make legacy Omni forms of Japan units since Brave Frontier Japan is stopping to make them? For example, Priscilla, Themis, Berbeta, like that. I don't know who Berbeta is, but
I was not aware who Berbeta is.
Yeah,
Probably
I'm
I did it wrong
entirely sure where that one came from. Maybe the spelling got autocorrected or something.
But anyway, yeah.
But I mean, Priscilla is one that has been a hot topic for a while now because once upon a time when Takahashi-san came to BNC, he was like, oh yeah, you guys should totally do like your own global Priscilla. And ever since then,
everyone
the community has been like, where's global Priscilla? Where is she? And I mean, we said that, you know, we got the okay, and so we'll eventually get to it. But again, it's just about prioritizing. You know, we have events planned, we have units that have to match those events, and you know, trying to fit Priscilla into all of
schedule,
that. It's quite difficult. I mean, I would say, right?
Well, I mean, Takahashi-san did give us permission.
Yeah, he said you can do that.
He asked us to do it.
Right. It doesn't mean that will happen. But I
mean, it's kind of tricky situation now. But
I mean, I'm with the community. I would really like to see a global Priscilla because, again, it would be that one. We have never really done that before, where we have continued where Japan left off and build upon that unit. So it would be nice to have that opportunity.
The reason is because simply we sometimes, you know, we didn't know yet like what kind of the future plan they have for like a new Omni and such.
We didn't want to throw them off.
We don't want to have like two Priscilla in the end, like
right, completely different from each other.
But I mean, like now it's pretty clear that for at least for now they don't have any plan to do another Omni update. So yeah, it could be safer for us, but team's priority for now, it's more of on the global exclusive Omni update as well.
Right.
So yeah.
So perhaps
someday.
And we do have the okay for definitely Priscilla at least. So maybe if you guys keep pushing, then they'll just be like, you know what, we need to make this happen.
I'll be seeing where is Priscilla, where is Priscilla
I mean,
in the comments
seeing
as well.
Where's Priscilla everywhere since that happens.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess time will tell.
Yeah, time will tell.
Okay, the next one is from Cousin Alias. I love all of these upcoming updates. Now all I need is the Anaroth badge to get Omnis and I'll be set.
Come on, guys. We have the Omni poll, so do the polling.
But it's like, have you not seen the poll?
Yeah. But I mean, Anaroth is one of the, I think, the most loved badge for Brave Frontier. I mean, original characters. So yeah, I mean, we know that there are debate about like who should get the Omni, Hayley or Avani.
Right.
Yeah. So we have like two big like groups. So Avani fanboys is like, no, Avani should get the Omni, and Hayley fanboys like, no, Hayley, why Hayley should be the first.
Right.
So we'll see. I mean, like whatever the result of the poll is, we will be prioritizing of that, of course. And on top of that, there are other characters like, you know, for example, the one that we mentioned earlier, Elaina and Grandt, something that is not in the poll, but we are already planning it. And in case someone is asking, I think there are another characters that were not included in the poll, but that's because that particular characters is receiving Omni update.
Oh,
so I'm just giving it a hint. I think today we are giving like a lot of teaser.
Yeah, it's full of hints, full of fun stuff to come for this February update. But I think
look forward for it.
It's definitely going to be worth the wait once people figure out what it is that is coming.
I shouldn't spoil too much, I guess.
Let them simmer in it, swim in the hints for a little bit.
We need materials for the next BNC as well.
Yes, exactly, for sure.
All right.
All right, and then the last one here, Bookworm 13X. I like the new hair, Shelly. I hope you get that Shion alternate art. Thank you. The hair was just like I positioned it over my head, kind of just like that. So, you know, I'm bangless yet again, but thank you for the compliment. On another note, I thought for sure Enarath unit was going to be Arambis. Still pretty hyped for it though, so it wasn't Arambis, right? Ha, we tricked you. Sorry, just kidding. And I do have two questions. Do you think Takahashi-san would be willing to open the licenses for JP units so they can get Omni Evos in Global? Again, asking for Priscilla, but you know, other characters such as Tillith. Wow. I think, well, for Priscilla, we definitely got the okay. We haven't discussed any other units with Takahashi-san, so we would definitely have to in order to do that. And just going back to the first comment, even if we're given the okay, that doesn't mean that we are going to do a lot of them or any of them just because of time constraints and, you know, having to deal with the schedule that is already in place. But it would be nice. It would definitely be nice, I think.
Right.
And number two, have you guys seen different ONA series based on BF? And if so, what are your thoughts on them? Favorite series of 3 or favorite episode? I have not seen any ONA series based on BF. I'm not even sure what an ONA series is. Do you know?
I think he's referring to the short video that we have. You know, like the Maxwell hits the city and the frontier.
Oh yeah. I see.
Fabulous frontier and stuff.
I see.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think my favorite is Maxwell hits the city.
It's hilarious.
Is just so
definitely. Yeah. Okay, so if it's those the ones that you're talking about, I definitely do love the Maxwell ones, especially when Maxwell goes to the
club. Oh, the karaoke. The karaoke, yes.
To the karaoke bar, and she's just like surrounded by all these like drag queens, basically. It's hilarious. I love it. It's really cute, and I'm glad it's available in English for you guys who can't understand.
Yeah, that shows how Alien do care about the global.
Exactly.
You know,
it's about the users. Yeah, for sure.
And I think for the first question, just want to point out that I think what he's trying to ask is like licenses for JP units in a way that all Brave Frontier originally created units. We do have like, you know, a certain flexibility to make an Omni Evo or like do some adjustment on it. It is much easier to negotiate because it's ALIM own characters.
Right, so we can talk directly to ALIM and they can give us the yes or no. But if it were something that we don't own, like
I think a lot of questions on Reda, Gilnea, for example. The Keymaster Gilnea. Keymaster Gilnea is characters that is created by fan. So we don't, even ALIM has to ask for permission if they want to make another evolution for that. So I'm just giving a heads up to everyone that could you please stop asking about Gilnea because it's going to be very hard to ask for an Omni evolution on that. But I don't know, we can make something that is close or inspired by Gilnea, but it's not going to be Gilnea.
It's not going to be exactly the same just because there's too much red tape to get through. But
and there are a lot of other characters that only be provided. I mean, that you can only get by purchasing art book or buying certain things. So there will be like certain like regional limitation on that. So it's going to be a bit tricky to discuss that. So we are not having a priority for that for now. Like so Reda, unfortunately, things like Reda, some certain characters are locked by the regional licensing. We can't do much.
It's sad,
on that.
but it's the truth,
that,
and we just have to kind of work around it. But you know, instead of that, we do have new and awesome units joining us in Brave Frontier Global. So there's always something to balance the scales, even though we can't have exactly everything that the Japanese version has because of those types of constraints. But I think it's pretty good.
I think the team is still like excited to create more and more units.
Exactly.
Be it a summon unit or a free unit or a trophy unit. So yeah, a lot more exciting things coming in 2018.
Exactly. So look forward to all of them, and we'll see you next time.
Next time, see you again. Bye bye.